Hey there, I'm Vergola, and you're listening to a Pup in the Life, Pod-fessions of a founder's pup. In this walking podcast, I will tell you all about my life with Mom, who's a startup founder, talking startups, entrepreneurship, but also other interesting topics such as mental health and a bit of fun too. Join us in this walk of life. Welcome again! I'm Vergola and this is another episode of A Pup in the Life. So, today we're going to talk about a concept that is actually home to finance, which is something that is not interesting for most dogs, but it's for me because my mom is very into the concept as she is an entrepreneur. So, we're listening to a podcast and we heard this quote by Warren Buffett, which is that diversification is the hedge against ignorance. And of course, he was talking about finance, and he was talking about how really the fact that you need to diversify is something that you need to do to lower your risk, right? Financially speaking. But if you think about it, actually, the risk that you can mitigate as well is related to skills. Why? Because if you actually are just into one single thing, and that single thing for some reason just is not viable anymore as a means for your happiness and your success, whether that's financial, emotional, personal, professional, whatever it is, that skill is actually useless. Or, I mean, it is useful, but it is useful not at the level at which that skill is useful. It was useful before. So what does diversification mean in this sense? It means being interested in many things, more than one, pushing yourself outside your boundaries, outside the limits that your head just keeps pushing you into, and most importantly, just be curious about stuff and be curious about the many things that life has to offer, which, just as a reminder, we're not going to know for 99.99999%, because we're just going to know a tiny part. Consider that we might just even not know the actual reality of things, but nobody does. So the idea here is to convey a concept that means that if you prepare yourself for more than one thing, for two things, for three things, for four things, you might just find those skills are useful and in a certain moment in time once you least expect it. And I know it, like, if reality is something that with me as a dog I see in a different way than Mom, for example, you may just understand there's loads of different possibilities that you're not even considering. And so, do we need to do all things? No. Do we need to do all the things? No, not possible. But what we can do is actually do a little bit more of stuff, a little bit more. And that little bit more could actually lead us to very interesting outcomes and very interesting results, compounding in the future. Compounding is another finance concept that we might just want to get into in the coming episodes. So diversification is the hedge against ignorance, which means that the most things you know, the less you know, but also the more skills you have to move yourself into the markets, whether it's the job market, the dating market, or even, your personal well-being arena. So the most things you know, and the deeper you go inside stuff, the more it is easier for you to get out of that once the game gets rough. So diversification is the hedge against the things you don't know, and then you don't know that it might just be that they happen at some point in your life, and they might just prepare you, that skill that you find unuseful at the moment in time, to actually contrast the things that happen in your life at that moment in time. It might be useful in 10 years time, 20 years time, or even tomorrow. You will never know. You know, when you know a word and then people start using that word just after you got in touch with that word. That is such a weird effect. I don't even know how it's called. But it's an effect that just puts your attention towards the new thing that you learned. And that is very cool for humans to have it. I don't know if us dogs can have it. I just want my treats, and I don't care if the treat is new or old. I like them. Anyways, diversify. Always be diversifying, and not only to lower your risk, but to financial or whatever it is, but the risk of your ignorance. And remember, ignorance is something that is inevitable, really is inevitable, but can potentially be a problem for you and maybe the people around you. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I am Vergola. This is Pup In The Life, and I hope you diversify today. And if you liked the episode, please follow us on social media and leave a 5-star review, and talk soon. Bye! Hey, it was great to walk with you today. I hope to see you again around soon. By the way, in the meantime, you can find me on Mom's social media. If you look for Marta Basso, which is MartaBasso. Yes, it's Marta without an H. Just find us, send us a like, a comment, a message, reshare the episode if you liked it. I will send you all my hugs and kisses and a bit of barks as well. Walk with you next episode. Bye!